Well, hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. I want to take a moment to thank today's video sponsor, Hero Cosmetics. They make the Mighty Patch, which if you're new here is one of my favorite products for acne-prone skin. The Mighty Patch is this very good quality hydrocolloid patch. They basically help to act as a little protective seal over a pimple. That helps to reduce frictional forces like when you sleep, maybe rubbing up against your pillowcase or absent-mindedly touching your face, as we all are prone to doing. You really cannot notice it on the skin. It's very subtle. But they also make one for the nose. A lot of people deal with like those little sebaceous filaments on the nose. Because this helps absorb excess oil, it really can help in improving the appearance of those. The hydrocolloid is so lightweight, it's so thin, it's so flexible and comfortable to wear that you can sleep with this on and you just forget you have it on. But a lot of you, I know, struggle with absent-mindedly picking at your pimples, and that certainly can delay healing as well as increase the risk that the pimple heals with a scar, with persistent redness, or with persistent hyperpigmentation. Now, the hydrocolloid material, what it does is it helps to absorb excess sebum and inflammatory exudate that may be coming out of the pimple, so that the following morning you can actually see it when you remove the pimple. It's kind of like that magic moment, but you'll notice that the pimple is a lot smaller. Now, like I mentioned, they make these in a variety of different sizes. I love the original one. Perfect size for a pimple. They also make like a rectangular patch that's great if you get breakouts along the jaw area. And what I love about the Hero patches, as opposed to others that I've tried on the market, is A, when you put them on, like I said, they're not super noticeable. Like you can really, they're very subtle. Whereas others that I've tried, they peel up, they don't adhere to the skin particularly well, or they're too thick. These are like just right, very thin, very comfortable, but they stay on. They don't roll up. I comfortably can work out in these, and they don't roll up or anything. Hero Cosmetics also has a lot of really great skincare products. One of my favorite sunscreens they make, Force Shield, it actually has a greenish tint to it, which is really nice if you have acne that is prone to a lot of redness. The green tint can kind of camouflage that. It's a mineral sunscreen, so it's a great option if you have very sensitive skin. Hero Cosmetics was nice enough though to hook me up with that discount code again. If you use the link in my description box and my code Dr. Dray, they're gonna give you 15% off plus free shipping. Orders over $35. So I highly recommend these. They're a great option, like I said, for cutting down on irritation, for pimples, helping them to heal, to reduce the size. They're great if you absent-mindedly pick to serve as a barrier. Love these. Thank you, Hero Cosmetics, for sponsoring this portion of today's video.
Water is getting ready to boil. I'm doing this one-handed. A lot of misinformation about caffeine and its effects on the skin. They say that drinking coffee is dehydrating, but it's not. I mean, caffeine in and of itself is a very mild diuretic, but coffee has a lot of water in it, right? I mean, I'm gonna put a ton of water in this, and that's gonna balance it out. Unless you just chow down on ground up coffee beans all day long and not replenishing your fluids, you're fine. In a world filled with liars, this mug speaks the truth. Beach today here in Galveston. The weather is perfect. It's actually kind of cool, but the sun is out. I'm wearing a lightweight sweater. I've got linen pants on, but I got these sandals. They're really comfy. They're like a foam material, but I like them because they're good for like the beach or whatever, but they keep the top of your foot, more of the top of your foot protected than flip-flops. I have sunscreen on my feet, of course, but those people out in the distance have a big raft they're taking out. I wonder how the water temperature is. log here. Let's get up close to the water. These kids over there have a canoe or kayak. That looks like fun. Yeah, I like to come down here as often as I can because it's just very peaceful to walk on the beach, listen to the sound of the water, and it's good to get fresh air. This time of year is my favorite because the weather's pretty mild. Once it actually becomes summer, it's too hot to be outside. Winter's not too bad. Not seeing many shells. It's one of my favorite things to do as a child is collect shells on the beach and make sandcastles. It's so relaxing. I fantasize sometimes about having a house on the beach. The fantasy sounds a lot better than the reality. The reality is like you have to deal with hurricanes and the whatnot, maintenance, but the fantasy is, y'all know how much I love having my coffee first thing in the morning. Coffee on the beach every morning. That's paradise right there. It's nice to have the beach close by though. It's really comfortable walking on the sand too. Like it's nice and supportive. This moth that washed up shore. It's like some sea grapes, rich in humectants, some sort of maybe laminaria. Digitata ends up in our moisturizers. Look at this shell piece. It's pretty. Jellyfish. Got him just hanging out there. This little guy is just chilling here. It's so cool how shells are formed. It just blows my mind. Like the pattern, the symmetry. It's mind-blowing, right? over here to the historic downtown Galveston. Got the palm trees out. Look at the bird feeder. How cute. Here we have a giant sculpture of Madonna and Child. Check this thing out. Stanley the Sturgeon. Check out this conservatory. Have to go up close to that. It's locked, but looks like they have dining tables in there. Chandeliers. How pretty. Today was perfect, like absolutely perfect weather for heading to the beach. The sun was out, but it was not hot. It wasn't humid, it wasn't sticky, it wasn't threatening to rain, it wasn't windy. It was perfect. I had a great walk on the beach, and I know I'm gonna sleep like a rock. Whenever I'm near the ocean, my sleep quality, it skyrockets. It's exponentially better. I think I need to live by the ocean. Definitely. I love being close to nature. That's one of the things that, you know, I love being in an urban environment like a city, like Houston. I really like all the access to things like museums and, you know, any kind of cuisine you can possibly want. We have really good restaurants here, as a side note. But I do long for the natural elements. I really felt that way when I was in New York because it was such a a change from going from living in Colorado, where everybody's like, why are you not outside 24/7, to New York and having to adjust to the winters and not really having like mountains, easy access to, obviously there, you know, New York, you have Long Island, you have oceans and stuff, but at the time when I was still living in New York, it was very difficult for me to access those kinds of things. I didn't have a car and my schedule was packed. So the best nature experience I had living in New York was always just going for a run in Central Park, which was great. Blah, blah, blah. All I have to say, I really love being close to nature. Something I wanted to update you guys on. This Cold Bond Retinol Overnight Body Lotion. Oh my gosh. This stuff is getting better with time. I'm definitely feeling like my skin is a lot more, my skin on my legs specifically, a lot more hydrated. I've got a radiant kneecap. I've been happy with this. I'm glad I accidentally bought two containers worth of it. But yeah, it's been really nice. Let me know in the comments. I got a ton of comments I saw from you guys when I reviewed this. Many of you have already been using it and loving it. So speaking of using and loving, I finished this up. This was a hand care love affair. Oh, I made a rhyme. The Cavalon Durable Barrier Cream. Very nice non-sticky barrier cream. So I finished that up. One thing I see people talk about a lot is when it comes to retinol or prescription retinoids, they always say, you know, it might make you sensitive to the sun. So it can make your skin while you're in the sun feel more sensitive, like more likely to get red, irritated, but it actually does not make you more likely to sunburn. In fact, when used in conjunction with sun protection, it can help mitigate the damaging effects of UV rays to the skin, because retinoic acid suppresses upregulation of those enzymes that chew up collagen. Those get activated by UVA. One place I did not put this moisturizer, like scintillating, but I always forget to moisturize my elbows. Are you guys like that? It's like the hardest place to care about, your elbows, but it pays off. Now, one thing I don't do in terms of putting moisturizer on my body, I don't put moisturizer, like moisturizing creams or lotions on my lips. Not because doing that is like bad or wrong or whatever. I just find, I find they don't adhere to the lips particularly well. End up going in your mouth, at least for me. And I think part of the reason, maybe, it's just a theory, the stratum corneum on your lips is like practically non-existent. It's super thin. So I just feel like there's not a whole lot for it to sink, for moisturizers to sink into and hydrate up. And I think some of it just ends up going in your mouth. I feel the same way actually about sunscreen, putting sunscreen on my lips. I prefer to use like an SPF lip balm. I just find that it stays on better, it feels better, than putting sunscreen on my lips. Sure, when I don't have an SPF lip balm, I definitely will put sunscreen, regular sunscreen on my lips. Fine to do that. I just prefer the lip balm. But in the case of just plain moisturizing, I never put a lotion or cream. Instead, I just put a petrolatum ointment, like plain Vaseline, or y'all know lately I've been using this Elastoplast. This is a Beiersdorf company, the same company that makes Eucerin, and Aquaphor makes Elastoplast. Yeah, petrolatum, paraffin oil, saracen wax, glycerin, panthenol. This is really good for a cut or a scrape, but it's perfect for the lips. It just acts like a barrier to irritants and stuff. So that's what I do. I'm gonna do a pump of this. Man, this stuff, like I said recently, this is a Moroccan oil hydrating styling cream. I barely use any of it, but I use it regularly. And when I do, I heat style my hair maybe a couple of times a week. I don't do it every day. But this product really helps keep the hair smooth and shiny. And I find with this heat styling tool, when I do it, I don't end up using much heat on my hair. I do it on the low setting. And using that styling cream helps me get it to a satisfactory smooth level, if you will. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. What a ton of fun. Don't forget to check out the Mighty Patch Hero Cosmetics. If you guys enjoyed this vlog, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.